across the Atlantic. And we see over the century, that is the 1500s, a focusing on tobacco, but a gradual transition to sugar, which really takes off in the 1640s. In fact, economic historians call it the sugar revolution in the 1640s, primarily sparked by the Dutch and the English and the French, who see a demand for sugar being greater than a demand for tobacco. And this demand for sugar in the 1640s, or the transition to sugar in the 1640s, means a greater demand for slaves, because sugar production requires more hands than does tobacco production. The methods of producing sugar didn't change that much from the period when it was first being raised in the Indus River Valley into the 19th century. What you need to do is grow the sugar, which grows in big canes or stalks. You need to cut these canes, which is hard work. Then the canes have to be crushed to extract the juice. And that juice or sap you put into a large, shallow bowl and have a flame or heat underneath this, slowly to evaporate out the moisture. And it has to be constantly stirred. If you've ever tried cooking with sugar and you put it in the pan and the pan is too hot, or you don't stir it, it's going to stick to the pan and you'll never get it out. It will caramelize, and all you can do is throw out the pan. So these three stages, the cutting of the cane, the crushing of the cane, and then the evaporation of the sap, require hard work, steady labor. And then when it forms a thick syrup, like molasses, you then pour it into cones and let the moisture continue to drip out. And the finished product comes in a cone, which is why they sometimes talk about sugar cones or sugar loaves, because that's what the sugar will look like. And from this liquid, you also can make rum, another valuable commodity. If you have a barn load of these stalks, they're not going to be worth as much as a few pounds of sugar or a few gallons of rum. So this is a remarkably valuable commodity which is going to make a lot of people and make many more people miserable. In 1641, the island of Barbados, which only recently had come under British control, had a population of about 1,000. 600 of them were African slaves. 20 years later, there were 20,000 slaves on the island of Barbados. At the same time, there were about 1,000 slaves in Virginia. So the West Indies become a real prime market for African slaves. It's a great need for these laborers who were brought in from West Africa. In fact, we estimate that somewhere between 9 million and 20 million Africans were brought to the New World in the centuries of the slave trade, roughly from about 1550 to about 1850. And of those, about 49% were brought to the coast of South America, to Guyana, to Brazil, to the sugar plantations, Portuguese, Spanish, Dutch, or English on the coast of South America. About 42% of them came to the West Indies, which was one of the prime markets for African laborers. And we'll talk more about who these people were later on today and in a subsequent lecture. And about 7% were brought to North America. And the slaves brought to the West Indies typically were worked to death. They
아주 재미워. 되게 좋아. 아우. Vagli gusto? Dabligu. Kubo dabligu.
Sagaboo. La Kati.
Wako. Iswado. Oh, Jugu Bata. Oh,
Dab Saboman. Baby Jim.
Sisto.
Sagaboo. La Kati. Baby Jim. Sagaboo. La Kati.
Oh, Ejua. Mujuju. Oh. Zugo Bada.
Yo, Zipsy. Hey.
Bibi Kwanguse? Kwanguse? Abuja? Abuja? Buwefika?
Oh, Dabito!
They've been so good!
Stowe, why are you gone so
Squimsio.
Gardo Portico. Ubi, Dante Ning so di.
Yeah, go back. Ugh.
Ah!
Ugh.
Ah! Egg roll! Wabba! Me! Dodge go! Away!
Valor! Huh?
Booze Pazzagliga! Block
Gee,
D!
Gamma do? Huh? Oh. Eat. Huh?
Torbob Lee Rogalak Dagla!
Sa
Abdul.
Kawati? Huh?
Darzanik!
Ru Tifalur!
Tagli! Block Chor Mashab! Oh!
Sa Kawati? Huh?
Jack Rock, Rack Jog, Flow, Blood.
Jeep! Gamma do? Huh?
Oh!
Oh, goggle! Yeet! Huh? Ah! Ru Tifalur! Huh? Ah! Sa Kawati? Huh?
Togu! Large!
No, Bobbin!
Waka Hergo!
Goggle?
Proof! Oh! Ah!
Rude! Tifalur! Huh? Oh. Gamma do? Huh? Rude! Tifalur! Steve! Gamma do? Sa! Kawaki?
Got away.
Nehru has spoken, and the council has given its consent. There is no other course.
All right, then get it over with. We're ready, Jimmy and I.
You have until the moon reaches its zenith.
Why wait? Won't be any different in 10 minutes or 10 hours or 10 days.
You are young and fair, and the boy
Lars
is but a
Benji,
sickly.
Lars
We
Kosha,
of the
Lars
incarnation have no desire to
Kinbashia,
take life.
Bibula, and
We
Kazo,
are peace-loving
Patemdi,
But at all
Benakiato,
costs, we must protect the civilization
Lars
we have built in
Iklaj,
these mountains.
Utama Dajavni,
The world from which
Latika,
you come, that is war,
Lamago
pestilence,
Fajo,
the
Ezo
hatred of
Patosh,
we do not wish to
on a
become
plume,
part of that
Vaza
world.
Nip, Parkin,
Therefore, our
Dashkia,
secret must remain.
Borbless,
No
Umak,
stranger
Borbless,
will
Mazika,
inclination
Shunikant,
may lead
Banashko, Bendiska, Ben Swababa,
again. No.
Imoki,
Peace and the
Fragnia,
sentence of death will not be
Positage,
executed.
Balavnia,
You'll live long among us until your years
Lars
are many.
Iklaj, Tamadajavni, Lexika,
What about the Daily Planet? What about my mother? What about... It's all right, Jimmy. We tried hard. We did all we could to help the outside world he talks about get rid of war and pestilence and hatred. That's what you don't understand, Cooper. This road, this highway, our government isn't building it for Jimmy or for me or for any one person. It's for humanity. It's for white men and brown men, rich and poor. Why do you think we have war and hatred? Because people who are separated by thousands of miles of jungles and mountains don't know one another. This highway
on
will
a
join them in a
plume,
bond of
Vaza
friendship.
Nip,
They won't fight, they
Parkin,
won't hate, they
Dashkia,
won't...
Banashko, Bendiska, Ben Swababa,
I understand perfectly. I am but one of 5. There is nothing I can do.
Bibula, and Kazo,
The hour has
Patemdi,
come. The
Benakiato,
moon has reached its crest.
Imoki,
You have a final word?
Fragnia,
Said
Positage,
everything I
Balavnia,
That goes for me.
The guards are
Lamago
waiting on the
Fajo,
balcony.
Ezo
They will escort you
Kazi,
to the Valley of the Shadows.
Patosh,
You ready?
Borbless, Umak, Borbless, Kumazika, Shunikant, Lamago Fajo, Ezo Kazi,
Surrounded by
Patosh,
warriors of the tribe, Lois and Jimmy moved
Lars
slowly
Iklaj,
across the huge
Tama
courtyard
Dajab,
in the direction of the
Lexika,
Shadow Hill. Same moment,
Borbless,
3 men
Umak,
in native
Borbless,
dress are approaching the
Kumazika,
palace.
Shunikant, Bibula, and Kazo, Patembi, Benakiato,
Their word of greeting seems to be one of the use of the thing.
then, Mr. Craig. Whenever comes close, my false teeth begin to chatter so much I can't say boo, let alone one line. Here comes someone now. Try it. Wait for them to greet us. Buona. Yeah, but I almost swallowed my teeth. Mr. Kent, trouble, Craig. See that group of boys walking towards the torture? Must be 20. I don't mind one or two, but let's stay away from 20. He's going someplace.
Bravo.
With you.
You know, my colleagues are in prison here. Strange. What's strange? I saw a flash of blonde hair. Are you losing your mind? What are you talking about? Blonde hair, like Jimmy. Stand for heaven's sake. Stop talking in riddles. Get a little closer to those waters. No, nothing doing. I'm not sticking my head in any lion's mouth. Come on, you said you were going to the house. All right, I'd like to investigate that. Investigate what? Never mind. Let's go.
If Kent only knew how right he was. If he only knew that his super sight had caught the glimpse of Jimmy Olsen's blonde hair even in the darkness. As he missed his one chance to rescue Lois and Jimmy from the Valley of the Shadow. Don't miss the next startling episode. There's a thrill a minute. Tune in and listen with Superman.
Don't forget, tune in again for the next thrilling episode with Superman.
Look, up in the sky.
Bird, it's a plane. It's Superman. Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine.
The Grape Nuts and Grape Nuts Flakes program. Friends, if you all had a time clock in your home and had the pleasure of coming and going for breakfast, you know what you'd find out? Well, you'd be surprised. According to a recent your entire day's nourishment after a fast of 10 or 12 hours. All right, say you are pressed for time in the morning. Just start off with ready-to-eat, swell-to-eat Grape Nuts or Grape Nuts Flakes. Because these same experts tell us the adequate breakfast should include a cereal with whole grain nourishment. And that's Grape Nuts and Grape Nuts Flakes for you. Both are crammed full, energy-giving, body-building, whole grain nourishment. Eat a good breakfast to do a better job. And for a neat time saver as well as good eating fun, feature nutritious, quality-rich Grape Nuts or Grape Nuts Flakes. Gentlemen, in starting off a comedy show, it is customary for the announcer to say something humorous. But tonight I can't think of anything funny, and here he is, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again, this is Jack Benny talking, and Don, did you make up that clever introduction all by yourself?
Yes, Jack, I certainly did.
You mean nobody? You mean you had in your very
Oh, Jack, you're sore about it.
No, Don, really I'm not. Believe me. I'm not sore at all. I'm very happy that you're my announcer. Really, I am.
But, Jack, if you're not angry, why are you tearing up my contract?
I'm not tearing up your contract because I'm angry, Don. I'm just making a paper doll that I can call my own. You get it, Jackson?
Look, now why are you getting all steamed up? You get sore and excited and lose your temper just because Don makes a clever widow kiss him.
Phil, the word is less witticism. Anyway, I'm not sore and I'm not excited. I'm not losing my temper.
Oh, Jack,
Yes, Mary.
are you going to shave?
Of course not. Why?
Shame to let all that foam around your mouth go to waste.
Well, I've got a right to be mad. When Don introduced me, he inferred that I wasn't funny.
Well, that's no military secret, Jackson.
Wait a minute, let me ask you something, and this goes for the three of you. If I'm not funny, how come I've stayed in radio 12 years? Well, answer me. There must be some reason. Well,
I know why I'm on the air, Mr. Benny.
Dennis, you're a dope.
That's it.
Certainly is.
Well, it's worth it. You told me yourself you're paying me $186,000 a week.
Dennis, Mr. Benny's only paying you $35. But because your song just runs 2 minutes, it's equivalent to $186,000 a week.
Who cares about details as long as I get the dough?
Well, I'll be.
Dennis, when you get your check, what does it say on it? $186,000 or $35?
$35.
There you are. What does that mean to you?
Part of the moving tax.
Thanks, kid. You had me worried there for a minute. Anyway, how did you get along about yourself? Don's introduction saying I wasn't funny.
Well, all I know is that last week Fred Allen said, quote, Jack Benny has done more for sleep than sank a coffee.
Now another left. Now make a right turn and then another left. Down the left. Now keep going straight. Right out to Warner Brothers Studio. Okay. Gee, I like working at Warner's, but I hope I don't have any trouble about that romantic scene.
Oh, Jack, no matter who you make a picture for, you always have trouble. When you made Love Thy Neighbor, you had a big argument with Paramount. You had a phone in for Warner.
Did you fix up my new dressing room yesterday?
Yes, well, I got bad news. You have to order this one, too.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
What's the matter, Jack?
First, they gave me Errol Flynn's dressing room, but they decided to paint it. Then they gave me Humphrey Bogart, but they had to put in a new floor. Then they gave me John Garfield, but they had to redecorate it. Now I'm getting pushed out of another dressing room. Rochester, what's the matter this time?
Lansing came home.
Did you feed the camel before you left the house?
Yes, and I put her out in the backyard.
Good.
I strung a clothesline between her humps and hung out the laundry.
You see, Mary, I told you we'd find some use for her. Now drive us to the main office and go slow through here. I want to see Raoul Walsh, my director, first and get this thing settled. I don't think there'll be any trouble. Mary, that's Humphrey Bogart's dressing room.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know, I don't think I'll have any trouble about the love scene. I think if I explain my views about that Rochester, try number 5.
Yes, sir.
Well?
Mr. Walsh isn't in.
Oh.
He's at his tailor's having the cuffs put back on his pants.
Well, will it be long?
No, he...
Oh! No! God!
Comes back again when you're away. Make my dreams come
Hey! More!
Ha! Zato! Three guesses.
Opsie, frigo meeting. Dienst.
One will do.
Oh!
Give me three
Red Kid for Jim Chop.
one